Okay, good. So Sunday, if you come to the cardiac club and you see me at 11, you'll just see the backside of me. And we'll not see the front side of me.
And Kenny will be more than willing if you give him a tap on the shoulder.
I'm not bothered by that. It's part of the job.
Give it a tippity tap.
People always say, well, I don't mean to bother you. No
Kenny,
one's bothering me.
What's going on with the Judkins situation?
I'm always on the clock.
What's going on? Oh, what do you got there?
I don't have anything. People ask me that at football practice all the time. I'm walking out to the field. Ken, what's going on? Guys, if I knew anything, I'd tell you. If I knew anything at all, I'd tell you. I don't know nothing. I'm not annoyed by you guys asking me at all. It's just I'm starting to get as frustrated as Lime. I go, well, if there's no charges in the NFL, why can't we just bring him in? He's not going to be ready to go. They had Albert Breer on yesterday. He's like, he's not going to be
playing this
They
week.
asked him somehow if they got him signed yesterday or today, maybe he would be ready to go. They asked if he would be possibly ready to go. It's like week one. He's not. You got to
know.
Shape.
Running backs also got to know protections. They got to know when they
know none of
get
that.
Your quarterback killed.
Here's Albert Breer.
It feels like it would be. Yeah, it feels like that'd be a little much. Obviously, he was around in the spring, so he has some baseline for the offense, but I would think you'd probably want to give him a little bit longer to ramp him up. If for nothing else, then he needs to get in football shape. Whatever he's been doing over the last, month and a half, it doesn't necessarily replace going and getting knocked around and getting your body ready to play football.
Listen, I'm sure he hasn't been sitting in the cardiac club gorging himself on roast beef with his back turned to everybody, so he is not to be seen gorging himself on roast beef. But I think he's trying to keep himself in decent enough shape, but he ain't in no game shape. But if he were to sign today, I mean, week 4?
Boy,
week
that
3?
sounds more like
at
it.
the earliest.
I know running back.
Earliest.
People think you can just go out there and run the football, but
in so many ways, yeah. But if you just go out there and you start running the football, that's where hamstrings become a problem, and then you lose them for even longer. I'm looking at week 3, week 4. If he signs today, it's week 3, week 4. That's where he is. Sorry, guys. You're missing a bulk of the season now because of whatever the holdup here is. And he put himself in this situation. So I don't mean to talk about luck here with another football team because I don't think it's luck. I mean, you made your own decision. That's the way it goes. But I know you've been frustrated. You've been coming increasingly frustrated with the Browns on it. I'm frustrated with all of it.
Well, I just want to make sure.
I'm frustrated he put himself in that position.
I don't know.
I'm frustrated that Trevion Henderson seems to score a touchdown every time he even comes near the football. That's frustrating. He's got odds for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I hope you know that.
Everybody's just already operating under the assumption that he's the better running back now. And it's because Judkins has not been available.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you got one guy who's not in trouble. You got another guy who was in trouble. One guy, again, is a highlight reel throughout the entire preseason. His top-end speed blows everybody's doors off. I haven't got a chance to see anything with Quinshon Judkins because he's either been in trouble or he ain't been to camp. So I'm sorry, but easily Trevion Henderson, for that matter, any Ohio State Zeke Elliott, if he hadn't retired, would be ahead of Quinshon Judkins right now.
Daniel Boom Herron
is ahead of Quinshon Judkins right now until he can prove different.
Yeah,
but this whole thing about him playing on Sunday, I'd be shocked.
Well,
I would think it's irresponsible to him, the team, everybody, if you were to play him on Sunday.
I think it would be. I don't even think. I know it sounds good because, he's a running back. Our running back room seems like it's probably one of the worst in football this weekend. I mean, I hate to say that, but Judkins would be a big part of it. Now, yesterday, the Pierre Strong news came down, right? And then people were like, "Oh, does that mean?" I
thought the same thing. I thought the exact same thing when they did the Pierre Strong move. I went, "Oh, we got to pay attention." And then, of course, the bots came out and the fake accounts came out, so you had to be careful about who you were following. Because immediately after they let go of Pierre Strong, it was, here come the fake accounts.
Well, they're just trying to get, let's be honest, they're trying to get me or you or Mary Kay or Daryl to run with something crazy.
If they got Daryl, I'd love it.
But that's what I want to say. Is some of it still funny?
All you people who run fake accounts, if you get Daryl, I love you. It's the usual suspects.
There's one in particular that has been getting people, and I can't believe he's still getting people. It's been
Kevin Grandier?
It's been a year. Okay, it's like that, but it's been a year and a half. It's been a year and a half of this other dude that works for some fake NFL site, and people keep falling for it. And he's got.
I only knew about Kevin Grandier.
No, I'll show you
the non-real guy.
But there's like 600 people. They're trying to get me or you, or they're trying to get Mary Kay or Delaney Dawson. They're trying to get us to fall for it, and we're not going to fall for it. We are not going to fall for it. We are real journalists. Drake May, huh?
There is a principle that like 4 teams bow out and 4 new teams jump into the playoffs every year. So I kind of want to go on that. And so it's like, man, New England's really invested. I do like Drake May. I like Vrabel. I really like Vrabel. Somebody's got to get in there. So I decided, I don't have faith in Cincinnati. And I don't have faith in Pittsburgh. I think they can both be 9-8 football teams, and then that's about it. In the NFC, this is where things got squirrely for everybody. I got Green Bay winning the North, Philadelphia out of the East, Tampa Bay out of the South, San Francisco out of the West, which I think that's going to be a big fight to the middle. I think one team makes it out of the West. Then I have Washington, Minnesota, Chicago as my wild cards. I am betting big against, I know he's America's favorite coach. I'm betting big against Dan Campbell losing his coordinators. I'm betting against age. And I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to bet on Caleb Williams. You wanted me to make it spicy? I make it spicy. I have very little faith in Caleb Williams. So I'm going to put it to this. They went out and they've got you weapons galore. They've done everything they can to augment your offense. If you can't make the I'm asking to make the playoffs. If you can't make the playoffs, I'm out on Caleb Williams. They went and got you the most highly sought after offensive coordinator that money could buy. They went out there. I mean, you look at their depth chart, Tone. Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Devin Duvernay's fine. Tight ends, you got Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet. I mean, you got guys there. You got dudes. DeAndre Swift can still get it done, but I think that your running back room would still be a little bit like, but like that's where you're at right now. Offensive line, they went out and they got free agency help in offensive line. Now, I've disagreed. Zagura and I got into this during the draft. We were talking about the Bears because I had said, hey, guys, do you have that much faith in Cornelius Lucas? Do you have that much faith in anybody else that you brought in? You really don't, because you know that really good offensive linemen are not free agents. They don't let them do that. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you do get lucky and you get a guy, you get a hell of a hand. But usually a veteran, they're not that much of a help. And you bring them in and you put them in there as starters, they don't let elite offensive linemen get away, especially with the dearth of great offensive line play that we see now. So I'm going to bet on the Bears. I'm not betting on anybody, but I'm gonna put it on the Bears because I'm gonna go. You either make the playoffs this year, or I never talk about you again, and I don't take Caleb Williams seriously ever again. I'm gonna put him over everything in my body is telling me to take the Lions over the Bears. Football guy, John.
I know it's a tough team. The Bears are so tough.
I know.
To ever believe in right now, it's just our whole lives. They've
never been a quarterback team. They've never been a quarterback team. It's always been Urlacher, defense. Hey, they're going to go out there and it's going to be car wrecks and they're going to win it 16-10 and they're going to go deep into the playoffs. If they were going to be a good team. This is the first time we've ever really, I know there was some Jay Cutler in there, but this is really the first time in our lives we're like, okay, this guy's number 1 overall. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold their feet to the fire and go ahead and do it. Did the same thing with Justin Herbert. And then when you lose Rashawn Slater, there's going to be a lot of pressure on that young man. You notice who I left out? I left the Jaguars out. Don't have a lot of faith in Trevor Lawrence.
Well, we love that. We obviously love that. The only other thing, the 49ers are so interesting because their whole thing has been system quarterback on a deal that is very affordable so they could surround that guy with all the talent in the world. Instead, it's the opposite. Now McCaffrey's been injured, and he's been a big part of making that whole formula work, and now the quarterback got paid, and they've lost talent. They have lost so much talent.
He got paid, but he got paid a decent enough. I don't think he got paid an amount that would be prohibitive towards
what they're
trying to do. I mean, he makes a couple of $100 million, but I don't think it's anything to get a snit over. I don't think he got paid that much.
It wasn't $50 million a year?
Yeah, you get $50 million a year, but isn't that the going rate?
Brock Purdy. I mean, that's the magic of the 49ers was having the quarterbacks that you didn't have to pay. That's just Brock Purdy, is he in that stratosphere? Is he that good?
265 is still a lot. I I thought it was more in the neighborhood of 230. I got that.
He got the deal that, way more than Baker Mayfield always wanted.
Well, honestly, when it comes, I don't have them going any further in the playoffs, to be honest with you, because I like Jonathan Gannon. I don't like Kyler Murray. I fear that I don't like Seattle's defense for the first time, I think, since I was a child. I think I don't like Seattle's defense. Personnel, I think they're wanting. Scheme, Mike McDonald, he's got big pipes, but I don't know if that's the type of... I was disappointed by them last year and their defense last year. The Rams, the Rams are brittle. And I feel that this might be a year where 9-8, 8-9, somewhere in there. Like, they've been 10-7 the last couple of years. Like, it's not been the juggernaut Rams like we've kind of known them to be. So if they have a couple of games that don't go their way, they're not making the playoffs. So here we go. AFC, I got Baltimore over Kansas City. The NFC, I got Green Bay over Philadelphia. Super Bowl, I will tell you guys this partly because I cannot stomach a Ravens Super Bowl. I'm taking Green Bay over. Okay,
so
Baltimore.
I like that you just didn't go chalk and everything like that. I did ask during the break.
There is emotion there.
I asked Owen in the other room. I said, "Did we get it wrong on the Micah Parsons deal?" And the only reason I said that was obviously, like everybody else, we ripped Jerry Jones, ripped the Cowboys for the deal. And then all of a sudden we got news about his back and how he's going to be having to get shot up before games. And
I was
already at his age
that's
to have
not
a
guaranteed. He just says if the discs are still bulging at game time,
last
get an epidural.
Well, wait a minute. I've gotten shots before, and it's taken them discs right down.
I know. I'm just saying that
just run out and get an epidural a couple hours before you got to do something majorly physically strenuous.
Packers fans cannot love hearing that.
Well, no one loves hearing that.
What time do you get your epidural before you eat over in the cardiac club?
I remember the one time I told you I got it done and there was nothing but 20-year-old nurses there and I was butt naked, laid out on my stomach, and I just went, "I'm sorry, ladies." They go, "No, we see it all the time. There's going to be a lot uglier than you." They were very nice about it.
That's very sweet.
I felt terrible about that. That was years ago, though. So I got Green Bay over Baltimore. MVP, Jalen Hurts. Defensive Player of the Year, Will Anderson. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ashton Jenney. And Defensive Player of the Year, I got Malachi Starks from the Ravens. A lot of people. I got a lot of Carson Schlesinger. I got a lot of guys called, which I did not know he was named Captain America by his teammates. I did not get that. I'm sorry. That was lost on me. Whoever corrected me on that or ever told me about that, thank you very much. I had no idea. Yeah. Warden sees it on Twitter. He said Captain America definitely win a Defensive Player of the Year. Sorry to tell you. I was like, I don't know who that is.
It's almost impossible.
A lot of people said Carson Schlesinger.
For a linebacker, what big stats is he going to have?
Well, he's a linebacker for a team that's not expected to be that good. Now, their defense can still be a top 5 defense, and you can be bad as long as your offense is
It's going to be Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's going to be the reason.
Exactly. I think that he would just be overshadowed. I think the Ravens to me are a 14-15 win football team in the regular season. So if they're 14-15 win, the media votes on this. If the media is voting on this, they're going to go with the rookie on the really good football team. They're not going to go with the rookie on the team that won 6-7 games. And that's me being generous if I say 6-7 games to a lot of you guys.
Well, Jared Verse, the linebacker, won it last year. Micah Parsons in 21. But
I thought about him heavily. I really thought about him heavily.
Shaq Leonard in 2018.
Those aren't middle linebackers, though, right?
Well, Jared Verse,
middle linebacker's going to be, his stat is total tackles. So it's going to have to be like 200 total tackles.
Well, I did hear somebody in the media here yesterday.
Unless you get some picks in there.
Somebody said, which is we talk about luck, unluck. I mean, unlucky that for the linebackers.
Right.
A lot of that is tip balls or whatever. But I saw somebody said, I think they upgraded at linebacker. And I'm like, JOK was amazing. And already he's going to have a better season than JOK already. Man, that I get his teammates absolutely love him, and the tape looks great to start out. But to say somebody who has not played in an NFL game yet, it's not like he was a top 5 pick. He's already better than JOK. That seems a little ridiculous.
He's going to have to be more than just better than him on the field.
So to
beat JOK, you're going to have to also be the leader of the defense.
I go back to this. Remember, Jared Verse won it last year, Rookie of the Year. That was for a team that made the playoffs with the Rams.
Yep.
Will Anderson won it 2 years ago. That was a team that made the playoffs with the Houston Texans. Sauce Gardner won it. That team, I believe, was 7-10 in 2022. Micah Parsons won it on a 12-win football team in 2021 with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are a roller coaster. Before that, Chase Young. Before that, Nick Bosa. So most of your players are on really good football teams that go to the playoffs, that have more national exposure.
That can also
to
get
the voting
sacks,
public.
most of them.
Because I'll full on admit, and guys, I don't know everything I'm looking at either. Some of this is for bleeps and grins. But when I can tell you this, there's plenty of people who vote for this stuff when it comes to the AP. They don't know what the hell they're looking at. There's guys in Cleveland media that still don't know what the hell they're looking at, and they claim they've been watching Browns football for 40 years. I'm not going to name names, but you can go ahead and just wonder yourself.
Now, I will say, like, the opportunities will be there for him, for the rookies in general, for the Browns. They get to step right in, and they're going to be dependent on. I mean, the green dot right off the bat, like, for a guy.
Well, the guys that have done this in that position, the last one was Luke Kuechly in 2012.
So let me ask you this.
Right? So it's Luke Kuechly, Patrick Willis, Gerard Mayo. If he becomes one of those guys, then yeah.
That's awesome.
13 years ago, for crying out loud.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize it was that long ago. He's been retired as well.
Years.
If Carson Schlesinger does get like Defensive Player of the Year, that means your defense has been a top 5 defense. All right? That means that Miles would have had to play well. Honestly, that probably means that Mason Graham would have had to play well. That means that also Alex Wright would have to play. You know where I'm going with this right now. Because let me get that audio set up for everybody. I asked everybody a specific question on Around the AFC North. You know damn well where I'm going with this one here. That I asked them, do they believe that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry are good at their jobs? And Bob Haney, Mo Egger, and Chris Muller all answered it. Survey said. Bob Haney, Mo Egger, Chris Muller, Kevin Stefanski, and Andrew Berry. Do you think that they are good at what they do?
Yeah, I think so. With Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year. Andrew Berry, I don't know who. Do we blame the Haslams for the Deshaun Watson debacle? I guess.
I think when people from outside look at the Browns and point to their issues and wonder what's going on there, the questions and the criticisms are more about ownership than anybody on the sideline or in the GM's.
I do not really think Berry is. I think Stefanski is bad at the job for which he is actually doing, which is being a head coach. He's the head coach of a franchise owned by Jimmy Haslam, so who knows? If you put him in a more stable situation with a less volatile compound in the owner's box, maybe you'd get more.
I thought that was a strong response by Chris Muller. I think there's been obviously some games that I haven't agreed with, but I think for the most part he's done his best to manage a football game and take care of his defense and not just be a play caller. That's something I think is kind of lost on Chris, but that's going to be me just disagreeing with Chris, and Chris isn't here to defend himself on that, so that's all I'm going to say about that, because I think game management, some of these guys, I think you see it with Shane Steichen in Indianapolis. And we're getting nitty-gritty here with this. I think you see this with Shane Steichen there, where he gets caught calling plays instead of being an actual head coach of a football team, and it costs his football team. I think Jonathan Gannon, when you go a defensive guy, I think he's done a very good job. Talking about those two guys from Philadelphia, I think he's done a very good job of trying to manage his football team, as well as making sure that the guys on offense take care of what his defense is so they can get themselves to maximize whatever talent they have. And I go back to 2020 with Kevin Stefanski, and even 2023, even though they had to kind of rob Peter to pay Paul because they didn't have a running game then, is that he did his very damnedest to take care of his defense to make sure that they had enough room and enough gas to go out there and finish the job. Because you can call plays all you want, and you can rack up yards all you want, but if you don't care about managing your defense, you're going to find yourself in trouble. But let me point this out, that if we do get to the end of the year and Carson Schlesinger were to be your defensive rookie of the year, and then I got Miles in the top 3 defensive player of the year. I got Mace. That means Mason Graham will have had to play well. That means we probably should have gotten an entire season out of Denzel Ward. I know Denzel Ward ain't his guy. But then Alex Wright will have had to play well. Isaiah McGuire would have had to play well. Aiden Huntington would have had to play well. Those are feathers in the cap for Andrew Berry. Because I think it bothers a lot of Browns fans the way it bothers a lot of Steelers fans, where if you ask anywhere else that isn't a Pittsburgh fan, they go, yeah, Mike Tomlin, good coach, top 10 coach. Off the top of their head, top 10 coach, top 10 guy. And I found myself fit to be tied yesterday afternoon where I'm seeing, yeah, Andrew Berry, top 10 general manager. Swear to God, hand to God. Yeah, Kevin Stefanski, top 10 coach. He's, they got an owner there that's goofing around, and they got to deal with all that. Like, some of this is blamed right on you. And Lima, you, me, and Jason, we've known it. Zach knows it. kind of been different the way that other people think it is around the league. But if you get a guy like a rookie in Carson Schlesinger, I'd have to believe you're a better, because your offense is going to try to line up and run the football. We'll see how good they are. I'd have to believe you're a 6 to 8 win football team if you got the defensive rookie of the year at middle linebacker on your team. That keeps people employed. And that means it's a good draft for Andrew Berry, and that means you're going to keep people around.
Finally.
Don't get mad at me for telling you the bad news, if that's how you take it.